What is up, guys? It's Troy at the Full Setup here, back with another video for you. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Beacn released 3 awesome products into the streaming space. I'm sure if you follow any of the big streaming channels on YouTube, you would have seen these products. So they were the Beacn Mic, the Beacn Mix, and the Beacn Mix Create. Now, I was talking to Beacn just before the launch, but I think I was talking to them a little bit too late. So I just missed out on the launch. But they were always happy to send some products over to me. I appreciate they were obviously very busy, you know, getting everything out for the day one reviews, and then most importantly, making sure they've got stock for everyone to buy. I can't imagine how difficult it must be to launch an entire brand of products and everything all the way through the pandemic. So hats off to you. You finally got there. I know there were some delays, but you got there in the end. So big up to everybody at Beacn for that. Now, because I didn't initially receive that stuff, I obviously planned a few other videos that I was going to be doing sort of end of February and into March, and then I get the email from Beacn, we're sending the products out, which obviously I'm super grateful for, but they've just come at a little bit of an awkward time. So what we're going to do today then is unbox the Beacn Mix Create and the Beacn Mic that I've got over here as well. I will then be coming over the coming weeks with various software guides, you know, everything that I think about with these products, pairing this microphone here with the Beacn Mix Create. Also, I want to make a video. I want to see if I can pair the Mix Create with the Revelator IO24 to create some like super loads of audio routing channels plus microphone with DSP and all of that sort of stuff as well. So we're going to probably test that one out. Going to do some comparison videos of this microphone against the SE Electronics Dynacaster and also the Electro Voice RE320s, because personally I am an XLR microphone guy. This microphone right here is going to be a tough sell to me. This I'm very interested in, but USB microphones, no matter how good the software and all that stuff is, you know, I just prefer XLR, and I'll talk about that in more depth in the videos, but very interested to see. Obviously these microphones are all around the same price, but you have to pair the other two with an audio interface. But those two microphones are some of the easiest to run dynamic microphones, so you don't have to go too crazy with the audio interfaces for those. Anyway, beginning of the video waffle over. This is the first time that I've used 2 cameras. I can't actually see the above camera for me because I couldn't be bothered to plug it into the capture card and have it on screen. It's also the first time that I'm using a out of shot microphone as well. It's the Audix SC X1 Hypercardioid. Comes in at about £500. So just let me know what you think of it. It's initial assessments, and I've got the headphones turned right down at the moment because these little bad boys leak. But anyway, let's get to the unboxing. So I think we're going to start with the Beacn microphone then. They did send it over in white. It comes in this nice white box here. Now I've got my ISO set to auto because the inside of it's black and then it goes back to white again, and I was finding it quite hard to get the camera exposed. But as you can see, we've got a picture of the microphone on the front there with the RGB ring, Beacn Mic over at the top here, Beacn Mic logo on the back. I really like the look of your logo, actually. I don't know if the camera's in focus, so this video could be a complete dud after we're done. Beacn logo there, more Beacn logos. Beacn. The only problem with the name Beacn, I like the way that you've cut it out. When I was trying to search for you in the early days, you know, obviously Google was trying to think, you know, are you looking for bacon and are you looking for all these other things? So I'm sure as the company grows and it's more well known and it's hitting more, you know, algorithms and stuff, people will know that when you put Beacn in Google, it will go straight to Beacn. But yeah, it was a bit difficult at first to keep up with you and what was going on. That's all I'm going to say. Let's have a look then. So it's all very well packaged in here. Just going to move these microphones out of the way. So all very well packaged. We have, that's just going to keep coming forward, isn't it? Stop you. Stop moving forward. Wow, this is really stressful using multiple cameras. So the first thing that we've got on here then is just a sort of what's in the box, getting started, where you can download the software from, all of that sort of stuff. And then all of their social medias as well. And definitely follow them on social media because they do regularly update with, you know, things that they were going to be offering. That's how I knew that they were, you know, looking into adding VSTs to the Mix Create at a later date. There is also this tiny little USB to USB-C, which I didn't put back in the box properly. So you've caught me out. This isn't the first time I've been in this box. It's not a pure thoroughbred unboxing. You then have a super long USB-C cable. 3 meters. Let's just get this cardboard off. Look at the size of that. Hey, massive long cable. I know it's hard to sort of USB 3 meters is about the limit that I would go to without using an active cable, but I hate it when microphones come with like a 1 meter cable. Like, how am I plugging that in and running it all the way down a boom arm? This thing, look at it. Cable for days. Probably going to use it to charge my phone in bed as well, because then it will reach me from where my charger is. I do like a long charging cable. Then there is also, sorry, wasn't looking at the right camera, a extension cable for your headphones as well. I think that's slightly shorter. How long is that? Tells me what's in the box. That's a 2 meter 3.5 millimeter extension cable. This is actually going to be super useful because, as you can see here, when you've got a coiled headphone cable, that's going to look really naff when you're plugged into the back of a back of the microphone. I just know that before when I've used USB microphones and had them on. So, wee, look at that. Whoa, loads of cable. Off you go, cable. Okay, then what's underneath then? Oh, well, it's going to be the Beacn mic, isn't it? Can I just say, I'm just going to say one thing, and this is to you, Beacn, because I have had a little look in both of these boxes, and I know they've shipped internationally. Quite a lot of dust. Quite a lot of dust. That's the only thing I'm going to say. I mean, I'm a dusty person anyway, so I can give you a pass. Jenna's always having a go at me because apparently fluff just falls off me. Silica gel, obviously don't need that. Keep it away from your children, keep it away from your dogs and cats. And here is the Beacn microphone in white. It is a powder coat white, which I imagine is going to become a bit of a dirty mess when you screw it up on here. You're going to get all of the grease. I'm not just a fluffy guy, I'm also a greasy guy. So you're going to get that all come off here. You've got this lovely little cable mount that goes on it. On the back here as well, you've got the USB-C and the 3.5mm connection. You've then obviously got Beacn Mic. There is the logo. I imagine you can probably like unscrew this and then you can like turn it around. So if you wanted the logo up the other way. It is also available in black. Should we just have a little look? Is that going to turn on? Hey, there's the RGB. It's subtle, it's nice, and you can change a lot of it in the software. I'm just going to unplug that before we unscrew this to have a little look at the capsule. Just want to see where it's positioned because the SM7B is quite far back when it comes to, you know, sort of where the capsule is. Now, I think if you can see that there, I would say this is quite a forward capsule. Not quite, maybe not quite as forward as a Procaster, but still quite a forward capsule. But most people I've seen have been right up on this microphone. It hasn't been too much of a problem if you put it at an angle. The capsule here on the end, let me bring it over to this camera. You can see there's a little bit of foam on it. Now the suspension mount on it feels quite tight compared to the SE Dynacaster. Okay, so this in here just feels a bit tight. So we're going to test it on the boom arm that you can't see because that boom arm vibrates. So I will be doing that in the extended video. Just packaging everywhere. We've got to do a packaging cleanup, I think. Buy box. Now, I think this is going to be a device that a lot of people want because when it comes to audio routing, if you don't have an audio interface that can do it, like I've got the Revelator IO24, which is a bit cheaper than this, and it does have 2 XLR connections, it does have a built-in DSP, and it does have probably enough routing options for like 70-80% of streamers. Most streamers, the IO24, I'd probably say 90-95% of streamers, the IO24's got you covered. So also this is going to be a slightly tough sell for me. It is going to be a tight sell, but it is a product that I'm very interested in because it's going to do some things that the IO24 can't do. And even though they're just tiny little things, that is why I want to pair both together. So I don't know if you can see in there, but there's dust, a lot of dust. It's dusty ass stuff. And again, they've sent this in white. Again, we're just boxes everywhere. Okay, so this is the Beacn Mix Create, and this is in here stiff. I just don't know if you can just see that. It's just a little bit dirty. I mean, it's all going to clean off. It's all going to wipe off. I mean, it's completely superficial stuff, but there is a USB-C to Type A cable in here. Let me just go over to the Beacn Mix Create and see the length of that. A 2 meter USB-C to USB. There we go. Type A cable. Whee! Massive cable, loads of length. Massive apologies there, and thank you for anyone that's stuck with what happened when I plugged the Beacn mic in, and it also happened when I plugged this little thing in as well. While I'm recording in Adobe Audition, it sensed new devices. I don't know if it sensed the audio devices or the Beacn mic, whatever it did. Firstly, it messed around with the audio where it just sort of, you get like audio drift, so I had to cut a bit out, which is why you were listening to the camera. And then we were getting all these annoying clicks and pops. Obviously, I found all that out when I've come to edit it, so I took the other camera out of the way. There's still boxes everywhere, and the day's getting on. I'm really hungry. I would really like a sandwich right now, but we need to get this video done. So I've got the Beacn Mic Create plugged in here. Looks amazing. You get this nice logo when you turn it on. I'm not doing it because then Adobe Audition is going to start clicking again. I'm not blaming this on Beacn. I'm saying this is probably an Adobe issue, but I really like the overall, make sure it's in shot, look of this. Okay, I love all the dials on it, the colors on the buttons, but there are a couple of things just out of the box that I would change. First one is that I wish all of these volume knobs here were tactile, had a tactile click. There is a bump when you press it in the middle. These little switches here as well for the page. At first I was thinking that I would get confused which one if I was pressing the wrong one. But the thing is, because this has a screen, I am going to look down at this obviously when I'm making my changes. Okay, so I can't wait to get this all set up. The only thing I'm going to say, and I don't know if there'll be a screenshot on it because I just had a little look, is when all of the audio devices install for this, they're called by their name. So they're called Chat Music System and then Beacn behind it. I would prefer it if you put the Beacn, even though I can change this myself anyway, in front, because then when I go into my audio devices, which there are a shit ton of, I will see all of the Beacn ones in one list. So I'll know it's Beacn Chat, Beacn System, Beacn Game. At the moment, because you put the first name of what they are, they just get chopped up all over the place and you don't know where they are. So yeah, I would like to see if you could swap that over. But overall, yeah, really happy with this. And the main plan is, because this isn't the only option for you if you want a separate screen with routing, okay? The IO24 can do it too. Obviously, there's an additional cost of buying an iPad, okay? But then, you know, I already had one. For me, this is just a device that I will probably always have, a tablet, or you can even put the app on your phone. But the plan is to combine the both, because the one thing I don't like about the IO24 is, like I said, for some people, it's going to be a bit limited in the routing options. The other thing is, well, although you would have latency the same way as if you paired this with an audio interface, is that I love that you can send the audio out of this almost like I would do in Voicemeeter to one of my DACs, headphone amplifiers, all of my audio chain. I can send that out. Now, obviously, there's going to be latency with the mic, and that's what you're going to have a problem. You plug an audio interface into this and you want to monitor how do you sound with your audience mix that is called on here, or stream mix on the IO24. Then guess what's going to happen when you use this device? You're going to have latency as you're trying to get your level set. That's another thing as well. I know that it's probably not possible because it goes through the Windows mixer, which isn't very accurate for sound levels, but the fact that this doesn't have dB meters is a big con for me. I would love to see dB meters added to maybe a Mark II, a Mic Create 2. But yeah, back to where I was because I got completely sidetracked there. So yeah, the problem that you're going to have is like latency going in. So I don't have any latency on the IO24, even with the DSP effects on, there's no artifacting. So what I want to create on this, and hopefully I can do it, if not I'll be a bit gutted, but I want to create an entire mix on this, an audience mix, and then try and send it to my IO24, so then I can listen to have loads more options in here. I can literally route any sound that I want on my computer and just have, you know, loads of different levels that I can set for them. But then at the same time, I can monitor myself in real time, and I can see the dB levels of at least the mix that's coming in, and then the dB levels of my mic in real time, and know that everything is how I like it to have. So end of a video waffle there. Bit of a special case situation that I'm going to try and pull off. Hopefully I get to do it. If I don't, then that was a wasted couple of minutes of a video. But if there's anything you want to know about this, if there's any way that you want me to test this out, use this, you know, different routing options, different software programs that you can use it for. If you have a question that's just on your mind, let me know. And if I think it's worthy of, you know, making a video on it and showing you how to do it, of course, you know me, I'll always make that tutorial guide.